And we are back. The time now 5:29. Again, our developing story this morning. Take a look at this video just into the KRON 4 newsroom. A car in San Francisco completely engulfed in flames. A raging fire this morning. This is one of 3 car fires that broke out overnight. More than a dozen now have caught fire in just the last, few days or so. Suspicious, to say the least. Fire investigators with the San Francisco Fire Department obviously looking into all these fires to see what in the world's going on here. Could they all be accidents? At this point, everybody's scratching their head saying that's a little unlikely. We're following the story this morning, not only with this video here, but with live pictures as well. KRON 4's Jackie Sissel live out at one of the locations this morning that was hit. Jackie, we had 3, and you're at what, out in Ocean Beach, the most recent one?
Well, that's where I'm at the scene where you just showed the video of that fire, the car fully engulfed out here. You can see what's left, basically ashes and a stack of newspapers, which they believe is the ignition point. You can also see some of the collateral damage of the car that was parked next to it. A completely melted bumper, the lights melted. It's a good thing that that both these cars didn't go up, but you talked about it. Police investigators are actually have just left the scene, James, investigating this, taking pictures, collecting evidence out here. You talked about it. This is 8 in 2 days, more than a dozen since Saturday, and in fact this is the 3rd one we've had tonight. We had one at 11:30 in the Bayview. One car on Newcomb was burned around 2 o'clock on Francisco in the North Beach area. 2 more cars were destroyed, and then this one here that was completely destroyed, and plus the damage to this Jeep that was parked next to it. So that's a total of 5 cars either burned completely or somewhat damaged. Obviously, this string of car fires is more than a little suspicious to investigators, and obviously they're going to continue this investigation and figure out exactly who might be starting these cars on fire and why.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody's scratching their head wondering what's going on here, but interesting enough that you point out a stack of newspapers there. Where have we seen that before?
Yeah, we have seen that before. At least yesterday in one of the car fires that was attempted to be started, we saw a stack of newspapers used, and this appears to be a similar MO as that fire. But obviously, police investigators are going to continue collecting evidence and try to figure out exactly who and why.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're looking at some of the video that you shot yesterday. Or that we recorded yesterday of some of the damaged vehicles in yesterday's thing. And the interesting to point out, and I don't know if they can bring this up or not, but on my computer I brought up a Google Earth map, and the difference between the fires that we saw yesterday and the fires we saw today in geography alone is interesting. They're pretty spread out. As you said, there was the Bayview district here, we've got North Beach, we've got Ocean Beach. It's not clustered together along Geary like we saw yesterday. These are pretty widely spread out across San Francisco.
Yeah, except for this one here. This one's on La Playa down by Balboa, which is on this side of Park Presidio and 19th Avenue, kind of in the similar area. You're not too far off Geary over here, so it's in a similar area. It's a little farther west, but you know, is it a coincidence? That's up for the investigators to investigate. When you have similar MOs like this, is it a copycat or is it the same person? Who knows?
Right, right. All right, Jackie, thank you very much, and hopefully maybe today we'll get a call back from the San Francisco Fire Department maybe to give us some more details this morning. Jackie, thank you. We'll visit obviously with you throughout the morning. All right, 5:33 is the time. Let's get the latest on the weather as well. Evelyn Taft is following that on this Wednesday morning. Good morning, Ev.
Good morning, James. And if you just saw in Jackie's shot right there, we're dealing with a bit of drizzle this morning. We'll see a mix of clouds and sun. 5:35 is the time right now. Let's get a check on traffic. Good morning, George.
Good morning, Evelyn. Let's see. Let's take a look at Interstate 580. You don't have any problems or hot spots at the toll plaza of the Golden Gate Bridge. James?
All right, George, thank you very much. At 5:36 now, a couple other headlines for you this morning. A developing story, as a matter of fact. Negotiators for BART and its employees unions continued contract talks yesterday. This as tomorrow's deadline set by management quickly approaches. Now, it's not clear yet what would happen if no contract agreement was reached by tomorrow's deadline. But obviously everybody's watching closely. 2 previous deadlines passed and the talks continued, so we haven't had a strike yet. The 2 sides are negotiating over the BART board's demand that employee unions reduce BART costs by about $100 million over the next 4 years, and they want to do that by making concessions in work rules and employee contributions towards various benefits. Also this morning making headlines, have you heard? New for you this morning, Microsoft has now apparently reached a deal with Yahoo for an internet search partnership, which of course ends years of back and forth negotiations. The agreement was announced today, and it gives Microsoft access to the internet's 2nd largest search engine audience, and it adds a potentially potent weapon now to Microsoft's internet arsenal as the software maker girds for an online assault against Google. Obviously, Google, the big giant on the hill that they want to knock down. Yahoo is teaming with Microsoft following years of financial decay. Microsoft wants, of course, to process more search requests because the inquiries have become a critical lever for selling internet ads. He who rules search rules internet ads, apparently. All right, 5:37 the time. Many Bay Area cities are set to receive federal stimulus money for hiring more police officers. The money is being provided under the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. And here's how some of the cities are cashing in on it. Oakland, we're told, will receive about $19 million. San Francisco will receive more than $16 million. Hayward gets about, a little more than $4 million. Richmond will cash about $3 million from the fund, and Vallejo will receive more than $2 million. And that'll, of course, help more police officers stay on the job. All right, 5:38 the time. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, of course, the latest on the new string of car fires that erupted overnight. Some dramatic video to show you this morning, live pictures as well. All of that coming up in just a moment. Here's just a quick sneak peek on the left, that video from earlier. Look at how those fires are raging. That is an intense inferno there, that car completely engulfed. And on the right-hand side, damage from yesterday. Fire investigators scratching their heads. We'll take a closer look in a moment.